It's Wednesday. It's 8 p.m. I'm Daz.
I'm Martin. Run the intros, Daz.
You're the joker, the expert, the voice, but you're one of the crowd. A vision of weakness you don't.
And then there were two.
Well, yeah, then there was two. So yeah, so me and Daz back to just two of us. The other two boys have quit. Chris has been represented by a PR company and has decided to go off and sell a certain ThinkPad note of laptops, seeing he's been using one that long recently. And Richy isn't with us. But no, genuinely, Richy's not with us for personal reasons this evening. And Chris is just fucking lazy. So there you go. Oh, lads, boss, lads, I'm so tired, lads. Oh, whatever. But anyway, so it was just going to be me and Daz, but that would be really boring. And we're also doing Match Day Live on NUFC Matters next week. Just the two of us. The Irish Anthem Deck are back, Daz.
That's right, we're back.
We are back. Yeah,
Sheffield United.
We're being left in charge again. So we said we would have a special guest on tonight to come and help us do a little bit. And if me and Daz start to really get fed up, he's a really good talker, and he'll keep us going tonight. So please welcome all the way from Leicestershire, Pete.
Oh, sorry.
Excellent. No worries. You're about as ready as Chris always is. So there you go.
It could be worse. We could have had to just do the quiz
yeah.
in 5 minutes before the show.
Yeah, we just did. Yeah. Welcome, Eddie. Thank you very much for coming on and helping us out. Look, you've got, as I said in the text when I nabbed you this afternoon, you've got nothing to worry about. Chris is absolutely shite, so you've got nothing to live up to. So it's only the bar is only so low, mate, and you can. I've got the full faith that you will raise it right to the top, pal. So there you go. Absolutely delighted that you've given up your evening to come and sit with us and have a bit of crack on load of football. So thanks very much, matey. Much appreciated.
No problem at all. It's an absolute pleasure to be on. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's see what the craziness brings.
And of course, Chris from his deathbed, a quote from him during the week was, "Lads, has Julie got the T-shirt yet?" That's all he was worried about. That's all he was worried about this week. Has Julie got the T-shirt?
Multiples of texts. Did the T-shirt go, lads? Did Julie get the T-shirt? Did Julie like the T-shirt? Did Julie? Oh, God. I think he may have delivered it in person. We should have just organised that. It would have been far easier.
Are you sure that's not what he's doing tonight? Is that not what he's doing?
He could well be doing that. Yeah, I think he's definitely taken another job, and I'm sure even while he's been poorly, I'm sure probably poor Mrs. Hall has probably been the one that's been doing the run out to McDonald's to buy him. When you go out, babe, and get us a McFlurry. I'm really tired. Get us a McFlurry, will you? I'm working. Oh, CPS are killing me, babes. I bet you. That's exactly what he's doing. We know your score, Hall. We know your score.
Love it.
Right, Daz, come on, let's rock this off.
Let's get the show on the road.
To fuck up. Let's do it.
I think it's time for Loaded Headlines. Okay, we'll get straight into it. And of course, Pete, you have no idea what we're going to start talking about. Martin barely does, but let's go first. We have to go to the champions, to City. Congratulations to City on clinching the league. They didn't have to do much about it. Man United handled that game to Leicester. Of course, there's probably one eye on the Liverpool game, which is tomorrow night, if that goes ahead. And yeah, just another little picture here as well. Another trophy for Pep. He's really collecting them there. A nice little collection he's built up at this stage. But what do you make? Well, I think we'll go to Pete first because Martin is giving out. What do you make of the City's
every week
clinching the Premier League?
Look, they are by a country mile the outstanding team. in the Premier League. So there was only one team deserving really to win the league this year. And you know what? Pep is really sort of cemented himself. You know, we talk about in the English game, Alex Ferguson is like one of the greatest managers of all time, but Pep is cementing himself to be right alongside that with the amount of trophies he's collecting across Europe as well. You know, not just to do it in Spain, but to Germany and now in England. Just a fantastic performance. And you know what? They're still in a transition phase. That's the crazy thing about it. You look at the transition from Company, you know, with one or two other players that have left, David Silva, Aguero's barely kicked a ball this season, and yet, you know, majority of the season not even played with a striker.
Yeah.
And they're just absolutely destroying teams. And what they're doing is just putting another example and another way of playing on the map again, which other teams are now starting to follow. But an absolute, you know, it's been a pleasure. You know, obviously we all have the club that we love and we watch every week. But if there's any other club that I want to watch in the Premier League, it's Man City, because they're just a joy to watch at times. And I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit worried about Friday night.
yeah. Let's not even mention that. Yeah, I think, you know, I think Pete makes a really good point. Yeah, join us Friday night, load of mag. Dreams versus reality. There you go. Yeah. I think, you know, a lot of people looked at Liverpool win last season. You know, it was a weird season, what with COVID and everything else. And, you know, Liverpool, quite rightly, you know, were the best team last season, you know, by a mile. But a lot of people say, oh, you know, Pep's going to have to rebuild. They're going to have to do this. You know, club's not the same. He'll leave, this, that, and the other. Didn't really rebuild. They haven't signed anyone. He just made a few changes. He played, you know, unorthodoxly, I suppose, in a way of not playing with that striker, playing with the likes of Mahrez on the right, Foden on the left, and De Bruyne through the middle, Sterling on the bench, Aguero on the bench. You know, but I mean, they bossed the ball so much through the middle of the field, and when you've got players like De Bruyne, Gundogan, Foden and players like that, you know, I think City absolutely well and truly deserve to be the champions this season. And I think for them as a team, De Bruyne has had a great season. But for me, standout player, probably two players really stand out for me. I think their standout player of the season for me has been Phil Foden. And I'm genuinely excited. Hopefully he gets a good run in the Euros for England. But I think he's been the standout player. But I've also been really impressed with John Stones at the back with Ruben Diaz. The match the other night against PSG, Ruben Diaz was just an absolute warrior, and probably the best central defender I think that's played this season at the back. But I think, you know, I think that partnership with him and Stones. He's brought John Stones back from the dead, literally. Wasn't playing for City, was rumoured to be moving on, and he's come back into it, linked up with Diaz, and they've been commanding at the back. They've been awesome. So yeah, look, kudos to City fans. I do know a few City fans from back home. So yeah, look, well done. And obviously we've seen 5 of them out celebrating in front of the stadium the other day. Their mass celebrations. Obviously the rest of them were down in London, so probably couldn't get up due to COVID. But look, well done, Man City. Obviously, we'll see you Friday night for a bit of crack. Yeah. Nothing to lose, lads. Nothing to lose, lads. We're safe. Nothing to worry about. Take the shackles off, Brucey.
Both sides, nothing to play for either. I suppose maybe places for City as they go towards the Champions League. But look, I'm going to move on, lads, because we are going to round it back on City again in a few minutes. So, but next up, I want to talk about is the FA Cup. So yes, the FA Cup, for me, the FA Cup always ends when we get knocked out. I don't bother really keeping an eye on it until the final then. But yeah, the final is on this Saturday, 5:15, and it is Chelsea against Leicester. So that shall be interesting. And if I just look at the run to the final as well, so Chelsea, Morecambe, Luton Town, Barnsley, Sheffield United, and Man City to get the final. Leicester, they beat Stoke, Brentford, Brighton, Man United, and Southampton to get to the final. So, thoughts on the final? I know Leicester win for it the other night. Was it last night or the night before against Man United? But yeah, what's your thoughts on the FA Cup final? Do you really care?
No, not really. Gotta be honest.
You don't want Leicester to win.
No, not really. Even though I'm from the place, but look, I'm the same as you, Daz. As soon as we go out the FA Cup, I switch off from it. I don't really watch the games. I'm not really interested, just because if you're in that competition, you want your team to win. However, it's nice to see a different team in the final. It was really good to see Leicester make it to the final, and we've not got the same sort of Man City, obviously got Chelsea, but the same lineups. I think Chelsea, Arsenal last year. I mean, they normally see each other in the finals all over the place. So it was nice. It's nice to see Leicester in there. First FA Cup win if they win it ever. I know that the club have sent out a lovely pack to every season ticket holder today, with a really nice letter from the owner to say, obviously, even though you can't be there, we still care about you. They're giving them a pack. I'm not sure what's in the pack, but a lot of the fans are buzzing about it, and it just shows how good the club is.
How to do it right.
The feedback and the analysis of not just Leicester fans, but just fans in general about the generosity of that club and their owners is just absolutely admirable. So for that and that reason alone, I'd love Leicester to win it. Will they win it? I don't know. Chelsea are very much a very equipped cup team, and when they want to win something, they will win it, and they are chasing more than one trophy. They're building themselves to be a bit of a machine in this latter end of the season. So, and even though Leicester did win, you were right in saying, Daz, they won yesterday against Man U. It was a second string Man United, and they weren't great. They weren't convincing. Neither were they on Friday when we destroyed them. So they're not going into the final in the best way. But as we've always said, in a cup game, it's a one-off game.
Anybody's game, yeah. I mean, I'll watch it. Probably like Pete. I'm not really bothered who wins it. I think probably for me it'll probably be Chelsea. I think if head rules heart. I think for the ownership, and I think for Leicester as a club, and I think kind of with obviously what happened with the owner there a while back, I think it would be nice for the club in itself. To get something this season. I really like Brendan Rodgers as a manager. But for me, Cup final day has changed. I suppose when I was younger, I used to love getting up on Cup final day, depending on what teams are in it. And you used to watch the interviews at the team hotels, BBC, then the coach run in, and then walk, and then coming out in the suits, Liverpool in the trashy white suits many moons ago, and all that kind of stuff. So it used to kind of be, a full kind of day thing that you look forward to. Normally the weather was good, and 9 times out of 10 it used to fall on May the 9th, which is my mum's birthday. So it was always kind of a good weekend as a kid and as a teenager to have kind of all that going on, and then cup final and a few people around, and as you got older, a few beers and enjoy the day. But it's not like that no more. Games, it's all commercial now, and it's obviously geared to the TV channels and promotions and everything else. So unfortunately, it's not the same. It's not the same fairy tale, I don't think, anymore, unless it's a lower league club. So I think the love affair with the FA Cup final has dissolved many moons ago, I think. But yeah, look, still a game of football. It's better than being with my kids. So
it's for the reason that you said, though, Martin. It's for exactly that reason, is that they had a whole day dedicated for the FA Cup. I don't think there was hardly any football on that day other than the FA Cup. So it was exactly build up to that. And because we grew up with that build up and that excitement about that one game, for the players, they gave everything to ensure that they made it to that day because they knew the build up and how
it meant something.
It did, and that's just completely gone now. And you'll have championship playoffs on the same day, or whatever on the same day as that, Premier League games even, and it's just like it just takes the shine off it. You're absolutely spot on, mate.
Yeah, not the same. I always used to love the cameras over the top of the coaches. Because you used to pan in and head down Wembley Way, and you follow them right the way from the outskirts of London right through London. So if you were in Newcastle and you didn't get down to the big smoke that often, it was always good to watch on the TV, and that especially again when you were a kid, because us Northerners didn't used to go down south that often unless it was for something special. But it's changed. But
I'm going to reach out for Leicester because it'll mean something for Leicester, whereas Chelsea, it's just another trophy there for like the rest of them, and their main focus will be the Champions League. So best of luck to Leicester. Okay, I think we'll move on to our next topic, and I said I'd throw in a topic about the playoffs. So in the Championship playoffs, Bournemouth play Brentford, Barnsley play Swansea. And that the first leg is happening on the 17th of May and the second leg on the 22nd of May. And in the League One playoffs, Oxford United are playing Blackpool and Lincoln City are playing the mighty Sunderland. So there's 18th and the 19th for the first leg, and it's the 21st and 22nd for the second leg. Actually, so you have the Championship and the League One. No, so that's not the final. No, sorry. Ignore that. There's just one leg played on the same day as the Championship. So what's your thoughts here, lads? Let's look at the Championship first. I think it's going to be Brentford that will go through.
You know what? I've just got a feeling. I've got a feeling it's going to be a Swansea Bournemouth final. Just got a real weird feeling. Brentford have been there or thereabouts for so many years now. You would like to think that it's their time, but they've always had something missing. And I think with Bournemouth, they've still got, although they've not gone up automatically, they've still got players that have got the know-how, that have been there and done it, and that have got that little bit of that experience that on the day could make the difference. So I do believe that Bournemouth may get the better of them. But for me, I want Swansea to be there or thereabouts because Freddie Woodman, I think, has had an amazing season. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. They don't concede a lot of goals, Swansea. A big reason is it being in the sticks. So I would love them to get to Wembley. So I'll go with those two. Bournemouth and Swansea for a final. That'd be, I think, a fantastic watch.
Cool. Martin, your thoughts on Championship?
I think the thing with Brentford is they bring goals. Obviously, Ivan Toney is on fire. Broke the record this season. 31 goals, I think it is, if memory serves. So I think Brentford will beat Bournemouth. I did say as we were getting down to the back end of the Championship that I will give my support and my shout outs to Barnsley. Come on, you Tykes, and hopefully Brentford, a Brentford Barnsley final. And I'd to be fair, I'd like to see either of those two come up. Obviously for the Tykes, I'd love to see them get a chance and get those boys. Great tight little ground, great little spot to go for a beer on an away day. And enjoyed it many, many times. So come on, Barnsley. As for the other one, whoever, don't mind anybody bar Sunderland. Head probably says it's going to be a Blackpool Sunderland final. Obviously, I'd love to see Blackpool win it, but whoever gets there, if it is a final, if it's anybody against Sunderland, you have my undying support.
For me, there's only one team that I want to go through. We love you, Lincoln. We do. We love you, Lincoln. We do. Oh, Lincoln, we love you. They're the only team that I want to go through. If they go through, it means the other one don't.
Exactly.
That's the logic behind that.
Be an interesting set of playoffs, all the same.
I'm going to go Blackpool, Sunderland final. And we'll go Blackpool. I know they bet Sunderland recently, so hopefully they can continue that on that roll. So I'm not allowed to say Sunderland, I don't think. So let me go. Let me move on. Sam and Jer in the green room as well. Next section is I want to talk about is Carragher and Neville's dream teams. So have you seen them? We could probably spend hours talking about this. We'll keep it short. This is up first is Jamie Carragher's team. What's your first initial thoughts on that, lads?
Martin, I don't know if you want to go.
Yeah, look, I mean, back four. Look, Luke Shaw, Martinez. I just wonder deep down are Arsenal kicking themselves, flogging him off to Villa. I think it was Stones and Diaz for me, absolutely. I've just bigged those two boys up. De Bruyne, Kante, and Fernandes. Probably goes without saying. Fernandes had an amazing season. Kante is one of those players who very rarely do you hear him get spoken about, but he just oozes class and just is an absolute general in that midfield for Chelsea. De Bruyne is, as we've said, is special. Foden in there for me. Yeah, he's probably for me the player of the season in the Premier League. So yeah, absolutely. Kane with the goals and Son, the partnership's been amazing this season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a good shout from Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie Carragher, yeah, good team.
Pete, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's not a bad team at all. I have to say. I mean, you could argue that Son's not had the best of seasons. And then for me, one player that I rate so highly that I think's even throughout out of all of his successes, he's still underrated. That should be in there is Riyad Mahrez. You talked about him earlier. I think he's such a super talented player, massively underrated, and has been huge to Man City's success this season. Not just in the Champions League, but more importantly in the league. So, for me, I probably would have swapped Son for Riyad Mahrez. In terms of the goalkeeper, you've got a massive case for Martinez. I think he's had an outstanding season, and Arsenal fans must be looking at Leno and Martinez and thinking, why did we not keep him? Why did we swap the keepers? But other than that, you couldn't really argue. I think Luke Shaw has been outstanding, the outstanding left back. Stones is more than earned his way into that team. Soufals, I think he's done okay this season. I think there's been other better right backs out there, in my opinion. I think when we get onto the other one, I think the right back that's in the other team is probably the outstanding right back this season.
We'll go straight into it, Pete. This is Gary Neville's team. Yeah,
so for me, Kyle Walker is the outstanding right back for me this season. I just think he's just fantastic. And actually, the centre back alongside Ruben Diaz is the one that I would go for. A lot of people, have got on Harry Maguire's back in the last 2 years. I think he's an outstanding centre back, and if you look at Man United's record since they signed him, from 2 years before he signed to the years after he signed, there is a remarkable difference, and there's a reason why they're second in the league, and the biggest reason is him. He's literally played every minute of every game up until Villa. He's just an absolute warrior at the back. Not the fastest, but he's an intelligent centre back. He doesn't need his pace because he's a bit like John Terry. He knows where to be positionally wise. That he doesn't need to rely on his pace. The rest of the team, I can't argue with it. I can't argue with any of the other six in the midfield or up front. All had outstanding seasons and fully deserve to be in there.
Cool. Martin, do you want to comment on? Oh, you're on mute. You're still on mute. I'm gone deaf.
No, he's on mute.
Doing a spenny. That's because the train station was busy earlier on there. Yeah, maybe for Rashford and Maguire. I'm not with Pete 100% on this one just yet. I'm not fully convinced. Gundogan and stuff. We said Foden and Kane. Rashford for me, has been good, but I would throw a name in there from United who I think has had a great season considering it was first, and I'd throw in Cavani. Just with the goals coming in, kind of bit of a stopgap. in behind Rashford. Greenwood's had a really good season if you look at United as well as an emergent talent coming through. But Cavani's one that I think has become, especially with just signing another 1 year extension. Certainly the last 9-10 games for Man United, I think Cavani has scored a lot of goals for them to get them up that table, along with Fernandes and Man United's never-ending penalty VAR love-in. But Cavani. So I'd throw Cavani in there just from the fact as a foreign player coming in. I think he's had a pretty awesome first season for United, or Man United.
I think in the show, Gary Neville put Rashford in because of what he did off the field as well as on the field. So that was one of his reasons he chose Rashford.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Right. I had another bit of information that we could discuss, but I'm not going to bring it up because that will definitely take half an hour. So we'll keep it for again. I'm going to move on out of headlines, and I think it's time for. Do you want to say this, Pete? Do you want a blast at going for this one? Do you? Here you go.
Yeah, why not? Loaded leaderboard.
Oh, tell you, Richy, your job is gone, pal.
I wanted to see it
winner.
very long. Every time
we're keeping Richy.
I just want to say it.
We're keeping Richy. We're letting Chris go.
We're letting Chris go. Okay, yeah. Fine.
Okay, it's time to bring up the scores. Here we go. So here are the scores for people listening back on radio on Saturday at from 1 to 3. Martin is top of the leaderboard on 79 points. Chris is on second at 78 points, and even though he missed 4 games, he didn't get the results in 4 games. So yeah. Richy is in third with 77 points, and I'm in fourth on 72 points. I could still make a comeback. Watch the amount of games that are on. There's 20 games like this week. If you want, Sam and Jer, you're in the green room there. If you want to get a cup of tea, work away.
We'll rattle through these. Can I just say on the leaderboard, although I know he's not on the show, and I did say it the other night, I will give a shout out to Rich Story, who, if you actually look back at last week's Load of Football, when we did put up the leaderboard and we said Newcastle v Leicester, and I said, I'm going to go against the grain because I fancy a Newcastle win. And right after I finished the line of I fancy a Newcastle win, Rich Story gives a little giggle. So if he is watching tonight, I would just remind him, the joke is on you, my friend. Stick with your team. That's what I was always told. So yeah, delighted with that. I think that was the one that got the extra point. So I'll take it. But there you go.
Nice one. Pete, you give your selections as well as we rattle through these. So we go Pete, Martin, and myself. So first one is Villa Everton. Sorry, it's I got the right one there. 13.
Villa Everton Thursday. Yeah. I will go an Everton win 2-1.
Okay. I'll go for a draw, Daz.
I'm going to go Everton.
Okay.
Back to you, Pete.
Okay, Man United, Liverpool. I'm going to go a Man United win.
Yeah, I'll go with you, Pete. I think a Man United win.
And I'm going to go a Man United win as well, especially because they rested a few players the other day.
Yep.
Next up is Newcastle Man City.
I'm going to go a score draw.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to hedge me bets again. I'm going to go for a Newcastle win.
I'm going to go for, unfortunately, a Man City win. Next up is Burnley Leeds. I'm going to go for Leeds.
I'm going to go also Leeds win.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. I think Leeds are coming back into form again.
Next up is Southampton Fulham. I'm going to go Southampton win.
Yeah, I'll join you. Southampton win.
Fulham win for me. They're going to win.
Top leaderboard. You can't say nothing about
them. They're due a win, and the fact that the pressure's off and they're already relegated.
Yeah.
Shackles off, boys. Yeah.
Next up, Brighton, West Ham. I'm saying West Ham win.
Yeah, Brighton without arguably their two best players in Dunk and Mopé. So I'm going West Ham win all day long.
Yep, I'll go with that as well.
Okay,
Well,
next up, full house. Next up is Palace Villa. I'm going to say Villa.
I'm going to go a Palace home win.
Ooh, tasty. I will go draw.
Next up is Spurs Wolves. I'm going to say, sorry, Sam, Spurs win.
I'm going to say it's going to be a score draw.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a draw. I think Wolves are finding a little touch of form.
Okay, next up is West Brom Liverpool. All day Liverpool. That's for you, Jar.
I just hope Liverpool compound that Sam Allardyce relegation and give him the right stuff in. So Liverpool win.
Yep, ×3. So same for me. Liverpool win.
Next up is Everton Sheffield United. I'm going an Everton win.
Yeah, banker, Everton win.
Yep, I think that's a no brainer, that one. Yeah.
Next up is Man United Fulham. Man United win.
Again, absolute banker. Man United win.
Yep. Yeah, I'll go Man United as well. And just before we move on, there has been a goal in tonight's game.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done, Daz. Yes. So 18 minutes gone, and it is Emile Smith-Rowe has scored with an assist from Aubameyang, and it is Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1.
Wow.
We all went with Chelsea in that one last week. We picked that result.
18 minutes gone. Yeah. So Emile Smith-Rowe with the goal.
Cool. Now I think we all picked Man United against Fulham.
Yep.
So next up is
Leeds.
Southampton Leeds, and I am going for Southampton.
I'm going to go score draw.
I'm going to go for a Leeds win.
Next up is Brighton Man City. Man City win.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. Man City win.
When's the Champions League final?
29th of May, I think.
Yeah.
29th of May. Okay, so there's another couple of weeks. I'm going to go draw.
Okay. Here's the FA Cup final again. Chelsea-Leicester. Yeah. I'm going to say a Leicester win here.
I'm going to go a Chelsea win.
Yeah, I agree with Pete. Chelsea win for me.
Yeah, I need the points, so I've got to go a bit off.
You've got to do what I did the other week when I was 5 behind.
Next up is Everton Wolves. You know what? I'm going to go Wolves for you, Sam. I'm going to go Wolves. All in on Wolves.
You know what? I'm going to agree with that because Everton always have a shocker in a way of a home game here or there, and I think Wolves will get a win in that one.
I'm going to go. Sorry, Sam. I'm going to go with an Everton win.
Sam is giving you the finger, Martin.
That's fine.
Next up is Newcastle Sheffield United, where the fans will be back in the stadium. We will be doing Matchday Live. And I'm going for a Newcastle win here.
Yep, Newcastle win for me.
Yep, same for me. Sheffield United rocked that one.
Yeah. Next up is Spurs against Villa, and I am going for a Spurs win here.
I'm going to go a draw.
And I'm going to go a Villa win.
Ooh.
Next up is Palace Arsenal. I'm going to go for a Arsenal win.
Palace for me.
I'm going to go Arsenal.
Next up is Burnley Liverpool. I'm going for the mighty Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool win for me.
Burnley win.
Burnley win.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We love you, Burnley. Last on the list, I think this is the last on the list, is West Brom West Ham. Battle of the West. West Ham for me.
Draw.
Yeah, I'm going to go West Ham.
Wow. That was long.
That's going to be the longest list we've had to do.
Yeah,
this
well,
season,
yeah,
isn't it?
there's 20 games there. But we've only one more week of that left.
Thank God.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go straight to the sponsors because we're rapidly running out of time.
We're running out of time, yeah.
Okay, in a 2-hour show. Martin, talk us through Mind, Body, and Soul.
Definitely not stretching to 3 hours, I can tell you that. Yeah, Mind, Body, and Soul. The guys, Adam, run a service centered around mental health, men's mental health, and helping people who need assistance. You can get in touch with the guys on Twitter at Mind, Body, Soul. You can also get onto the worldwide Tinternet and www.mindbodysoul.uk. They do a range of great merchandise online. If Daz puts up the picture, we will show you it. That's okay. I'll remind you, buddy. So T-shirts, hoodies, pin badges, mugs, coasters, bobble hats, and a whole range of other stuff. Jackets and some other pretty cool stuff that they've got coming online. T-shirt, as you can see, as modelled by myself this evening. And Rich had his on the other week. Daz has got a hoodie. Everything that they sell on there is non-profit and goes to helping those people that need it, and towards helping people and putting them in touch with the right crowds at the right time. So thank you to Adam for their continued support, and we will do a Mind, Body, Soul giveaway later this week somewhere along the line. We've got a T-shirt and a goodie pack to give away, so we'll do something either online or on Loaded Mag on Friday maybe, and we'll give something away.
And Loaded Mag is on Saturday,
either of those days.
Cool. Thanks, Martin. So our next sponsor is Away Day Radio. Shout out to Dinu and Gary and everyone on Away Day Radio and anyone listening online on Saturday from 1 to 3. And just as well, I want to mention their concert there is coming up. They have the Institutes, the Drift, who are coming on next week, I think. Athens, the Astras, Jay Tennant, who we had on briefly. He still has to come back and do the quiz with us.
Yeah, he was using Chris's broadband.
Miles Cheshire, and that's on the 29th of August. Tickets are available. Go to Away Day Radios and they'll point you in the right direction, and it's on in the HMV Empire in Coventry. Then back to our next sponsor, Martin, is
it's Retro Souls. So we do a little bit with Lee. You can find him on Twitter. He's working out of his out of the house there. He does is a independent retailer of Adidas Originals trainers, as you can see below, new and pre-owned. All the trainers are done, sorted, boxed up, 100% authentic, and he offers them out at a price range to suit all budgets. So if you're looking for something pretty snazzy to match your Mind, Body and Soul hoodies or T-shirts, you will see, if you follow Lee at Retro Souls UK on Twitter, and you also follow Mind, Body and Soul, you will see a lot of people put up stuff regarding their combos with their jackets, T-shirts, and jeans, and their retro Adidas trainers. And there is some good stuff out there with multiple colors. So if you're looking for a pair, get in touch with Lee, and he will hook you up. No bother. Tell him we sent you.
Thanks, Martin. Apologies, I was way behind in the comments. I had about a good 20 comments there to get through, and there's people shouting, crying out for Ger Clark. They're not. No one's bothered about Sam, but yeah, they're looking for Ger. So I think we better bring the guys on screen soon. So here is our next section, and it's called Loaded Fans Favorites 1 to 11. So last week, first, just to tell you about the result from last week, we had Dunno and Jack Cattell on, and both of the guys presented their team and talked us through their selections. We put it to the Twitter vote. Jack's team won it out this week, so both Jack joins Paul Oxley in the next round. So I think now it's time to bring out the lads. Here's Ger.
Hi guys.
Welcome, Ger.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ger.
I know.
And we'll also get Sam out. Hey, Sam.
Hi guys. Nice to
All right,
Welcome back, mate.
How are you, pal? Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. I didn't think you'd have me back, to be fair.
No, well, we did have somebody else, but they slipped out, mate. So we knew you were reliable and dependable. So we said we'd give you a shout.
No, you knew I was always available, not reliable.
That's it. Yeah, sorry, I did tell you I will get those words mixed up. Oh, welcome back, January, mate. Always good to have you on.
Thanks very much.
Now, Sam, first things, that's a lovely picture of a cow behind you.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah, IKEA special, that is.
Very nice. Very nice.
Of course, there are other stores for furniture available.
I was just trying to get you guys another sponsor because, you can have it even longer then.
I tell you, if we get sponsored by IKEA, we won't be doing Loaded 11. We'll be on the big time then, Val. I tell you. We're doing some sort of a DIY show.
Joe, welcome back as well. Yeah, of course, you filled in for Martin and Chris when they were out sick that time. When
that
Martin
mysterious situation where they were both out at the same time.
Yes. Martin thought he had corona.
Luckily, mine was only one show, unlike certain other hosts of this show.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Reliable.
Who would like to go first? Or will I just pick one?
I'll go first. Why not?
Okay.
I'll get mine out of the way.
Okay, all right, let's see it.
Here's your team, and walk us through it.
Sure, yeah. You just want me to start talking through it, do you?
Yeah. Give us your lowdown, yeah.
Well, in goal, I went for Schmeichel. I was tempted to go for Gabor Kirali because I'm a sucker for them grey joggers, but I went for Schmeichel in the end, just because obviously his consistency, his reliability, his red nose. Winning combo for me. Then at right back, obviously there was a few legends I could have picked from. I was tempted to go for Gary Neville. I was tempted to go for Carl Walker because I don't know how he has the energy to play so well with all them parties he has. But I decided to go for the legend that is Pascal Chimbonda. I just think again, he had such an illustrious career. He even ended up playing for some village team in Shropshire at one point, Market Drayton Town, I think. So he played for a love of the game, and I remember a few months back, me and my friends were out after football, and we were talking about Pascal Chimbonda for some reason, and my one friend Carl, who isn't much of a football fan, and he obviously wasn't listening. He just turned to us and went, "Guys, what is a Chimbonda?" I think he thought it was some kind of musical instrument or something. I should have said to him, "I'll teach you how to play the chimbonda one day." So in the middle, I went for a solid partnership there. John Terry and Rio Ferdinand, I think, explains itself. Really fantastic defenders. Obviously, Rio Ferdinand was the most expensive defender at one point, wasn't he? Again, I was tempted to go modern and have Van Dijk, but as you can kind of see from my team, it's very much a bit of a throwback, really. Yeah. And then on the left, I went for Patrice Evra. Again, just a fantastic player. Really, really like watching him. Now, as for the midfield, my favourite footballer is Paul Gascoigne, but I realised, I think, since the Premier League started, I think he only played for Everton and Middlesbrough, I think, because he was kind of away at Lazio and Rangers, wasn't he? Yeah. So I think judging on his performances with those two, I couldn't really put him in the all-time Premiership starting 11. So, but Paul Scholes is one of my favourite ever footballers. I think just his vision, his passing, his consistency, just the way he played football, really. He kept it so simple, but at the same time, just those passes he used to do was incredible. So he's always been someone I admire. I try and channel him when I play 3-on-3 over the field, but don't get anywhere close to that. My hair gets a bit ginger, so that's as close as I can get, really. The Frank Lampard caused a bit of a debate because some of my friends said I should have gone for Steven Gerrard, and it was a close call, really. But I just think Frank Lampard's attacking prowess won it for me. Now on the left, this was the first name I actually picked. Well, I picked Chimbonda first, obviously, because that was a natural choice, really. I should say, guys, I was actually tempted to pick the worst starting 11 I could think of. So I was going to have, I was going to have a team spearheaded by a Josie Altidore attack.
There's an idea for someone to come on.
I was going to have Chico Flores at the back, Shaka Hislop in goal, you know. But anyway, yeah, Gareth Bale was one of my favourite.
Hey, whoa! What's wrong with Shaka Hislop?
Yeah.
Actually, he's not too bad, is he?
You're losing it now, Sam.
Sorry. Wasn't there was that terrible goalkeeper for Palace, wasn't there? Steve Mandanda. I think I'd pick him instead. But so I went for Gareth Bale on the left just because, again, he's a footballer I've always admired. Just his pace, his wizardry, just his creativity and his tenacity as well. And obviously, as you can see from my hair, I'm trying to grow a Bale of my own one day when it's long enough.
Martin loves that hairstyle. He's a big fan.
One day, he'll get there one day. And yeah, and on the right, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo again, just for his obviously him and Messi are the two best footballers of all time, I would say, and Ronaldo obviously just for his wizardry, his creativity and flair, just won it for me. And then for my front two, again, Thierry Henry was an easy one for me. He was one of the first names I thought of. Again, just fantastic footballer. And then the other striker, that was a bit more difficult because me and my friends had some lengthy debates about it. Obviously, Altidore was one we considered. Michu from Swansea was another one. But in the end, though, I almost forgot about Shearer, actually, because, again, it was kind of hard to... I know it sounds daft, but because at first I was so concentrated on thinking about current players. You know, I was thinking of Harry Kane and I was thinking of Aguero, for example. I totally forgot about Shearer. I think maybe it was that advert he did a few years ago when he was on about when he was a young lad, someone bought him a pie and all that stuff. I don't know if you remember that advert that he did. But so yeah, I went for Alan Shearer in the end. Again, a footballer I grew up watching really and really, really admired. I mean, I remember when I was like 6 or 7 and I first got into football, and I was a bit of a weird kid really, and I used to like I used to go off the footballer. So if I liked their name, I would like the footballer. And I remember for some reason I really liked Graham Lasso because I thought his surname sounded quite exotic. And I remember saying to my mom that I wanted when she took me to get a name and number on the back of my England World Cup '98 shirt. I remember saying I want Lasso, but she was like, "You're having Shearer." And it was the right choice, really. It was the right choice. And Shearer, just an all-time legend, really. Just such a fantastic forward, and and that's my starting 11.
Cheers, Sam.
Good team.
Some things great team. Some things I'll pick out. Yeah, the Chimbonda, the first name on your team sheet. Yeah, interesting, that one.
It was either him or Paul McShane. So.
Choices.
Well, Jer might actually have Paul McShane in his team. But,
funny you should say that.
Well, I was going to say something else, but it's gone out of my head now. So it mustn't have been that important. Jer, Pete,
I was going to say, just going on the Patrick Evra, I think is a great shout, Sam. And a lot of people forget that he went for a 4-year period where, for me, he was the best left back in the Premier League, even better than Ashley Cole. And over a period of time, Ashley Cole, you could argue that is the best left back that the Premier League's ever seen. But for me, watching him, particularly when there was Ronaldo, Tevez, Berbatov, all those very, very talented players, Evra was up there in terms of creation of chances. He was just an absolute lightning quick down that left-hand side, and he helped Ronaldo a lot with the defensive job.
Yeah, again, that was kind of a close debate, really, because what I did when I knew I was coming on this show, I said to my friends who were also football fans and probably better and bigger football fans than I am as well. And I said to them, what team would you guys pick? And a lot of them went for Ashley Cole. But yeah, I always admired Evra, like you say, just for his spark and creativity. So yeah, that's why I went for him.
Nice. I think it's time for your team, Jer.
Yep,
you ready?
I see it.
Here it is, Jer. Talk us through it.
Well, I actually was going to go with Shay Given as my keeper, just because I love Given. But like when you look at Schmeichel,
Do you like taking though?
Sorry.
I said, do you like taking as well as giving, or?
Boom. That went right over the head. But no, Schmeichel, same reason as Sam. Like you just can't look away from like what he did with Denmark, what he did with United, and like his career. I also have weird taste in footballers, and I managed to sneak one of mine in, which is Steve Finnan. So you may have got Chimbonda in, but Finnan for me was a legend because Limerick guy played in every division of professional football, and it made most of the divisions player of the season. And just was this guy who went about his business. And at Liverpool, you just have to look at how well regarded he was, because even the manager tried to replace him 3 times, and each time the guy just got better and better and better. And then you've got the 2005 final where even when he's injured, he wants to keep going down the pitch. Just fantastic kind of professional. And then for me, Sol Campbell, he's always overlooked in a lot of lists, but like he was part of 2 great sides in Spurs and Arsenal, and obviously he was in that team that went unbeaten. But he was always being this leader and quite composed, and his career went on. I think he played like in the top division till he's 35. And then I went very retro. I went to Paul McGrath, just back home. He's just the epitome of like class, like personified. Played till he was about 38. Sheffield United, Derby County. Was at United, was told his knees were gone, and still came back again. Played in 1990, 1994 World Cups. Yeah, absolute legend of the game. And then I went for Dennis Irwin. I'm kind of going very patriotic here. 3 of my back 4 actually realised now we're Irish. Irwin, just because he could play left
Nothing
or
wrong
right
with that,
back.
Jar. Nothing wrong with that.
Free kick expert. At a time when right backs weren't regarded, even Fergie regarded him as being probably his best ever signing because he cost 200 grand from Oxford, and just his longevity in the game, and just always seemed to be the guy. He was the guy actually in the dressing room and actually going away on trips with Roy Keane, keeping Roy Keane quiet. If you can imagine that, like that's some job to do off the pitch. Midfield for me, there was only one guy who could kind of marshal that kind of midfield. It's got to be Keane, just from his absolute leadership as a player. Like a lot of people kind of would argue, like, oh, he wasn't as silky smooth as Scholes, but I always thought like he enabled Scholes to become the player he was. Like he enabled the players around him to perform better. And even at that, you watch him for Ireland, like what he could do on the pitch, and then like his early years at United he was scoring a lot of goals, and you even look at like his trophy fair. And I'm not going to do what Rich did to me the last time I was on this, which was basically he had like the under-9 title that Danny Alves won. So, but like Keane has like this phenomenal trophy cabinet. He just promotes winning. Now, unfortunately, as a pundit, you can argue like whether you like him or dislike him. And then as a Liverpool fan, there had to be Stevie G, but for me, Alonso was the guy also who helped CVG become the player he was. And Alonso's career just like left Liverpool and still kind of went on to a better side. But like that 2005 final, the type of player that Alonso was, what he did for Liverpool, just brilliant. And then my front 3, I kind of took a liberty. I moved kind of Ronaldo, even though he was a winger when he was in the Premiership, up as part of the front 3. I had Fowler in originally, but just when you look at Shearer, what he could do inside the box, outside the box. Again, another kind of captain. And like, yeah, I'm not sucking up to you guys, but like,
Yes, you are.
well, yeah, I gotta get the point.
We don't control the polls, Joe. We just set them up, mate. It's in the
You
hands
can always
of the
like
gods.
lean on it a little bit for me. And then I know Suarez is a bit controversial, but as a player, like you look at what he did for Sterling. When Sterling broke through at Liverpool, like he was still very raw. Like if you watch the early games where he'd be 1-on-1 with the keeper and he just wasn't sure what to do. And Suarez was this guy who just helped him create goals and was there very unselfish in his play. And even now you see how unselfish he is. Like, yeah, there's the biting incident, which is indefensible. There's the racist incident, which again, indefensible again. But Suarez as a player on the pitch, like even now 33, Liverpool are in for him, and like, you know, we'd still take him back because if you choice between him and Divock Origi, you know, there's not really a choice. Even at 33 with no legs. But yeah, I just thought that's the most kind of balanced team. 2 fullbacks there, I grant you, not like the modern wing backs, but still there are 2 players who contribute a lot of goals.
Yeah, no, it's a great team. I think for me, you know, we spoke about our teams the other week, And I think, you know, us as hosts, we've yet to put a team together. But, you know, one of the players for me that would certainly hit my back four. You're talking about Campbell, but for me, I'd have Tony Adams. Would be one of my all-time greats in that back four. The goal, obviously, from himself to seal the league title for Arsenal in the invincible season is one that stands out in Premier League history. Roy Keane in midfield for me was just epitomized everything that a footballer should be. Came up through, you know, Cove Ramblers, all the way up through the ranks and into United, and became a serial winner after he moved from Forest. And just, you know, I think there are a lot of players, you know, okay, his temperament and stuff, like you said, the likes of Suarez, you know, obviously, you know, Keane's incident with Haaland, you know, retribution wise, you know, nobody kind of got past him, kind of thing. But him and Gerrard, I think, you know, you would seriously have to question an all-time 11 without certainly those two players in your team, and probably for me, Shearer as well. So you do have that core spine and Schmeichel, and then choosing those other 6 or 7 around it is a lot of it depends on personal taste, memories, you know, allegiances, and lots of other things. But yeah, that's a great team, Jeff.
Cheers.
Well done. Well done. That's going to be a tough poll.
It is.
They are two really good teams.
I think Pascal Chibanda will swing it for you, Lamb.
maybe it's in the area of Wigan. Yes.
I actually think that your team's better than mine, because I did wrestle with putting Roy Keane in, and I kind of wish I had now. So I think Roy Keane's the difference for me.
Here they are head to head. You see them.
Oh,
I am.
And
teams.
This is where I do my Gary Neville character bit. Watch this.
Oh,
see that?
That's where you get the big money from, like. Right
that's the big.
I tell you,
that's the sponsorship money rolling in, isn't it?
Yeah, we've made enough money to buy a marker pen.
Red circles, red, not even circles, eclipses. So that's it, lads. Well done on both selections. So just wanted to say one or two more things. First of all, on the dream teams, I guess. We're going to put that out on the Twitter poll after the show. So make sure you get in there.
Get on and get voting.
Get a few friends to vote. There's no rules.
This is going to be a tough one. That's the two
cheating.
closest teams I've seen that you would struggle to. You know, again, it probably will come to a preference, but that's a hard vote. That is a hard vote, I think.
Definitely, like if you look at Henry up front, like Sam, that's one player I did struggle over. Like you'd always try and fit him in, and then Bale there was about 2-3 seasons where he just carried Spurs.
Exactly.
Unlike any other player probably in the Premiership at that stage.
Spurs against Inter Milan always stands out for me as 2 goals from the left hand side.
So Ger, you're going to vote for Sam, and Sam, you're going to vote for Ger.
I think so, yeah.
Lovely, beautiful.
This isn't the Eurovision Song Contest. Wolverhampton, 0-point.
No, Sam, I want you to describe this next picture. Talk us through what's happening here.
Oh yeah, well, I supported Mark as a solo act, and I supported him in the Blue Tones as well about 10 years ago. And then now finally the restraining order has been lifted and I can play with him again. So but this gig's happening on, well, as you can see, the 23rd of July, solo acoustic gig. Big thanks to Alan at the Grey Lantern for asking me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, this is going to be my second gig back, you know, as a solo artist. And I think it's a cracking support slot to get on. That's kind of what I wanted, really. I wanted to get a few really good support slots where, you know, hopefully I can build a bit of a following. And I think supporting Mark is not only great for me to play again with someone with such a pedigree, but hopefully as well it will introduce my music to a new audience. And I can see if they like Chimbonda as well.
Yeah, nice. And my banner back again. What is it, Jabonda? Cool. So thanks for that, Sam. And thanks to Ger. So we actually have the Garden Party. I think it's Liam from the Garden Party. Is in the green room. We're going to get you on in the second, Liam. But what we want to do is we want to say goodbye to Ger and to Sam. We're going to play out one of your songs, Ger. You wrote a song, didn't you? That was part of the deal, yeah?
Yeah.
Probably better than one of mine.
let's play one of Sam's. Let's go one of Sam's. I've heard you sing
I'm
karaoke.
taking these
It's
off
not
then.
pretty. So thanks, Sam and Ger, for coming on.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, lads.
Here is Sam. Do you want to introduce your new song, Sam? Or it's one with Henry in it. I'll narrow the field. It's your newest one.
Okay, yeah, this is my latest song. This is When I'm With You.
Yes, correct. Thanks, lads.
Thank you for having me
Cheers,
back.
lads.
Thank you.
All of my best friends are all finding dead ends, and they won't come back again. No, they won't come back again. They all said their goodbyes, turned off Mulholland Drive, and they won't come back again. No, they won't come back again. When I'm with you, I don't care. When I'm with you, I don't care. Everyone moved on or just shuffled along, and they won't come back again. No, they won't come back again. I ran out of time, you kept it on your side, and they won't come back again. No, they won't come back again. When I'm with you, I don't care. When I'm with you, I don't care. And all I wanna do, and all I wanna say is that only when I'm with you, the places I will go, people I won't know, is that only on my own. When I'm with you, I don't care. When I'm with you, I don't care. That only when I'm with you, the places I will go, the people I won't know, is that only on my own. My own. When I'm with you, I don't care. When I'm with you, I don't care.
Sam. Keith loves it again.
Keith's into his music.
Sorry, Martin.
I said Keith's into his music. He's getting the whole melodic, and not only is he good at stats, but he also knows how to diagnose a very good track.
Yeah, that's our stat off.
Master of everything.
He is a master of everything.
He
Yeah.
is.
Still haven't got a chance to play my intro for Keith. We have to get him on another loaded mag because I have a nice little intro put together for him.
We do, yeah.
But
Kieran's having problems, is he?
Yeah, Kieran is having problems.
It's blocking me from doing anything.
Yeah, we've got Liam in the green room, so I think we'll go. Hopefully, Kieran can get that working. I'd say it's something to do with settings, but let's go straight into it. Are you ready, Martin?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Go for it.
Loaded tune.
Nice one, Martin. So let's get one of the lads from Garden Party onto the show. Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, mate.
Perfect. If I look like I'm gorming out, it's because I'm trying to tell Kieran what to do.
That's fine. Well, what we'll do is we'll give it a quick few seconds chat, and what we'll do is we'll throw a tune on. And that'll give him a chance. So obviously, first and foremost, welcome. I know we will try and get the rest of the boys on. Welcome to Loaded Football.
Thanks for having us.
Me and you have been conversing. I just actually went back over the chat. We've actually been talking since the beginning of March, trying to work out dates and tunes and different bits and pieces. I listened to your tune in the middle, probably early February. Somebody actually sent it to me after we started doing the shows and said, been listening to the kind of music you guys have on. This is a fucking clash tune. Tap them up and see, can you get these guys on? I think you'll really like it. And I listened to it, and I went straight out to you, and I kind of said, lads, are you free? And you went, yeah, no problem. So fair play to you. We finally got you on. I was Kieran's StreamYard. Kieran looks like he's broken things, but look, we'll keep trying.
Just to Kieran, have you tried a different browser, or what browser are you using?
That's his problem. Safari wasn't letting him now. I'm trying to tell him how to change his Chrome settings. So
yeah,
I think once we've done that, it's all right.
He's on Chrome, he says as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he should be able to get in. It's a bit weird.
And you could try on a phone. Phone works as well.
I've allowed it on Chrome too. Yeah, try his phone. If he's got a phone, it might be easier just to run the link through your phone. If you've got an iPhone or Samsung or something, stick it on your phone, Kieran, if you can hear us. But look, we'll keep going. We'll try and get him on. What we'll do is we'll have a bit of chat. So obviously for people who don't know nothing about you, Liam, don't know what you guys do, tell us, and the guys that watch us, tell us a bit about yourselves. Where you guys are from, and kind of how long you've been going in the music business.
Well, we've not really been going all that long. We're yet to play our first gig, if I'm honest with you.
Same as us, mate.
It all started about 2019. Me and Kieran were going to uni. We just sort of met through the uni group chats like you do. We're both at BIM in Manchester. It's a music uni. And essentially, we just got on well from this group chat. And I know they say don't meet strangers online, like in person. But when I met him in Newcastle, he didn't try and kill me or anything. So I thought it must be all right, really. And we went and watched Sam Fender at Tynemouth.
Oh, nice!
Then,
very good. Good gig.
It was min. And then on the way back, he sent us this tune he'd wrote, and it was What Became Tomorrow. And I scribbled down the first lyrics on the train because I ran out of data on my phone, so I had nothing else to do. They were awful. No one will ever see them, but yeah, from there, all of our gigs were booked in for literally, like, the first gigs we were supposed to be doing were the week that that COVID happened, so we're yet to do the first gig, but we've released 3 tunes. There's one coming. It's not been announced, but it's coming. It's been recorded and everything, so there's a new one coming, definitely.
Very good, very good. Well, if you do get it out, if you're not restricted by anything, we do say to most of the bands that come on, if you did want to throw it this way to give it to us for a first play.
Good news.
Good news. Kieran's here. You see it?
Yes,
Yes.
that's good.
Now,
You got
did
there
you
in the
go?
end,
Did
buddy.
you go with the phone? Did you go with the phone option, Kieran? Did you?
Looks like it.
That's hybrid, isn't it?
Yeah, go to the way, lad. Oh, wait,
We'll do that.
fix then.
Aye, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, now we have it down. Yeah. Welcome
To the party.
Hello.
So one of the things that we've obviously been that we chat with most of the bands that come on, lads, is obviously, COVID hit and pretty much fucked everything up for everybody for the last 18 or so months. So you were saying there, Liam, you kind of had gigs and stuff booked. So how's COVID affected you guys as a band? Have you been able to get together at all to kind of write stuff up or practice, or what have you done over that period? Has it just been more around kind of promoting and stuff?
In a weird way, I think it obviously would rather it not happen for the greater industry, but for us, it sort of gave us a bit of breathing space, because we were sort of, my other mates' bands like Flechette, Stanley's, Callow Youth and everything, they'd been established for like a few years now, and it gave us that chance to get up to their level without actually having done any gigs yet, if you know what I mean. And it allowed us to sort of like reach the level that everyone else was at. But I know it doesn't look like it now, because I've come back home to Wigan. But me and Kieran actually live together, like in like the same flat. So we've just been recording tunes, writing tunes. Like all the promo was easy, because it was like I just walk into his room and just be like, "What we're doing today?" Then, do you know what I mean? So it's not so bad.
Very good. So you're obviously a Wigan man. Very good. And Kieran, you're Liverpool, yes?
Yeah.
Liverpool, right. Very good. Okay, we got that right then.
Who's going to answer the Spurs questions in the quiz?
Who's going to answer? Yeah, I did create this, but these lads know football, so we'll get through that. We've got a few questions for you when we get to the quiz. I spent about a year working in Wigan. I used to work for a crowd that dealt with Asda, and I worked out at Lee Green in Wigan, up beside the Heinz place. And I stayed. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it was kind of like a pub with rooms above it, and it was up beside the hospital, up from the rugby ground.
Up near the Cherry Gardens.
Yeah, that probably was it. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah. And then one I don't know where it was, but we met up with some lad one night when we were in the pub, and he took us to some weird place, and I don't know where it was, but the nickname of it was called the Meat Market. Now, I'm sure if you're from Wigan, you know what that means.
I couldn't even tell you what that means. When you said weird place, that's just Wigan in general.
Yeah, it was a weird drinking establishment that kind of had corrugated iron on the roof. But yeah, it was good.
Sounds about right.
I used to try and get into the Wigan games, and that was there. But I used to go to a lot of the rugby league games, because on a Friday night in the hotel after the games, Chris Radlinski and Andy Farrell and the guys used to come in and drink, and so we used to spend a bit of time with them. And obviously now, from the Irish perspective, big Andy Farrell is in charge of the Irish rugby team, so there's quite a few Wigan links and stuff around there. But I think what we'll do, Daz, before we get into a bit more chat, let's bang on a tune from the lads, and then we'll give the boys a chance. We'll get some questions and stuff up from those who are listening, and then we'll chat a bit of footy and a bit of quiz and stuff.
Good idea. Here is In the Middle.
'Cause everybody's moving on, and I'm just here in the middle, in the middle. Cause everybody's moving on, and I'm just here in the middle, in the middle.
Nice one, lads.
Cheers.
Love that.
I like that one.
Yeah,
Good tune.
that's the first tune I listened to, and I still love it now. One of the questions, normally we have a lad who watches us, does some t-shirts and bit for us. John Justice Allen. I haven't seen him kicking around yet. We are getting questions in, but one of the questions he normally asks is, have you wrote a tune about lockdown whilst you've been in lockdown?
Yeah, not typical sort of. I'm sat here on my arse eating cornflakes, but there has been a tune about lockdown. It's sort of just about. It's about sort of just being from like one of these smaller northern towns and sort of just feeling like a bit isolated and a bit sort of forgotten about. When everyone's speaking on the news, it always seemed to be London, London, London. Maybe a bit of Birmingham, but it never seemed to be anything up north. And so it's sort of just about the frustrations of that, if you know what I mean. It was more so, it wasn't really in lockdown. It was more, when it just got lifted. I think London was like tier 2 and we were still like tier 4.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like the frustrations of that and being locked in, if you know what I mean, whilst everyone else was out.
Yeah, of course. And, I'm sure, as we've all seen, the government will deny that there is not a north-south divide, which we know there is. Obviously, if you're from Newcastle like us, although me and Daz have hidden away, I'm in Dublin, he's in Galway. So, we're still locked down. We're only opening up now. So we don't even know when we're getting out. Yeah, could be
Martin,
next year.
I've got some questions.
We've got some questions. All right, let's fire them
First of all, I'm a music buff here in the chat as well. And Mr. Aidan Smith, pal of mine, he knows his stuff. So when he says it's good, it's good. So his question from Mr. We'll call him Smithy. Who are your influences?
Go on, Kieran.
And we've got another one of the lads has joined as well, actually. Here's Sam.
This better be the Spurs supporter, because otherwise my question.
this is a Spurs supporter.
Welcome, Sam.
Good man. Thank God, Sam. Thank God you've come on, mate, because otherwise the quiz was really going to be shit.
The amount of time he's put into that quiz.
I know. All 5 minutes of it tonight. Yeah.
So, lads, your influences.
To be fair, we've all got our own, and then like we've got like a common ground of influences. So like, man's a lot of like shoegaze and stuff, but then like obviously the others have got different, and then that's why there's all like in the tunes you can hear like intertwine, and if that makes sense. So like there's just hints of all our influences in one, but then you can hear like the common indie influence.
And
I actually get a bit.
Is Sam Fender in those influences?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
There's a part in that tune, and all I think of is Linkin Park. I just get that touch of Linkin Park out. It's just like about a sentence or something, and it sounds exactly like Linkin Park.
It is the reason I know it's not Linkin Park, but the reason I started playing guitar and everything was because of Green Day. So I have quite a bit of like a punk influence, Joe, from the early days of getting into music, if you know what I mean.
Basket case, and they're like.
Okay. Some more questions, Daz?
Yeah, we have one from Judy here as well. Where did I find? Yeah, here
Let's see. Can we find a hard one? Put it up for Sam because he was fucking late. So
yeah. Here's your question. Your dream collab.
My question.
Yes.
For me personally, I think the latest artist that I think I'd love to have a collaboration with is Green Chattered, or just any member of the Fontaines band. Like, I'm really into them at the minute. So personally, for me, I think Fontaines would be my answer. Great answer, Kieran.
I want to do a dance tune with Fatboy Slim. Me, I want to sing. I'm not.
You know what it is? We've had bands on, and there's always one member in the band who goes off on a fucking tangent compared to everybody else in the band.
It's definitely Kieran.
Yeah, Liam. What about yourself? Who would float the boat with?
He stole me tangent because I was going to say Bad Boy Chiller Crew, but I'd probably say taking it serious. Probably it's a bit mainstream, but I'd have to say Alex Turner probably. Alex Turner, or probably maybe Sam Fender, because he seems a bit similar in that he likes to build the song, not just do like the lyrics and the chord and then just like that's me done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and he's,
thought you were
and he's
gonna
a
say Sam.
local lad to us Newcastle lads. So
Yeah.
come on, we have a lot
I
of
thought you were
time
going to say Sam Lambeth there, Liam.
for.
Shout out to Sam. Another question: if you didn't become a musician, what would you be doing right now?
Stacking shows.
Second shelves.
I
don't even.
Do you want to think about it?
I don't want to think. Maybe a chef or something. I got to be in GCSE food tech. Do you know what I mean?
Man, there's a whole lot of dream living going on this show tonight. Isn't there? I tell you, well, we're living it up. Right, Daz, what do you want to do? Where were we at? We're kind of heading towards 9:30. Do we want to rattle this quiz, or do you want to do another tune, or what do you want to do?
Can I just ask one more question to them?
Oh yes,
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, fire ahead.
Okay, obviously, because of lockdown and COVID and everything that's impacted you guys as sort of artists and performers over the last sort of 18 months, now that the restrictions are starting to sort of loosen, should we say, what are your sort of ambitions, you know, in the next year and a half? Where do you see yourselves?
Pizza teacher, by the way.
I think the biggest thing is, go on, Kieran, if you're speaking.
In 18 months' time.
Glastonbury.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Massive. No, I don't know. If we, like, I don't know, like, the way it's
I
going,
think... Oh, go on.
like, the way
I thought you'd bottled it, lad.
No, the way it's going at the moment, like, it seems as if, like, the only way is up. So, like,
yeah,
anywhere.
I'd say maybe, like, get a few festivals under our belt, get us, like, the live experience in this. We've all had live experience prior, but not as this band, if you know what I mean. So to be fair, get this band, like, the live experience and smash, like, some festivals, get, like, obviously we've got this tour going on. Get the tour done, and then I think more than anything, I know it's every band's dream, but even not necessarily a massive one, just get a record deal sorted, because then we've got the money, we've got the ideas. It's just getting the money to get the ideas done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was one of the questions again that I ask every week, just for people at home, and I keep screaming about this shit every single week when we bring bands on, because we've found some amazing bands and music, you guys included. So again, just, you kind of leaned on it there, but just to confirm, are you guys signed or unsigned?
Unsigned.
Unsigned. Okay, so again, I will have my 2-second rant before we move on. Anybody that watches this, if you are watching us and you know anybody or listening on Away Days Radio, because as you know, this goes out on Away Days Radio 1 to 3 on a Saturday, so you guys will hopefully get some good exposure. I think we had over 2,000 listeners last Saturday, 1 till 3. If you're out there, you're on radio, you know somebody in the music biz, or you're looking for bands to play gigs, for fuck's sake, hook these boys up, sort them out, get them onto a gig, get them out there playing, and get them signed up, because they're not only genuine top lads, but the music is cracking as well. So get in touch with us. We'll put you in touch with Liam and the lads and hook up the Garden Party and get them signed up, along with a load of other people we've had, because it is an absolute travesty that these lads haven't got something lined up. So, rant over.
Great question, Pete, as well. We're going to go to another song, but before I do, I'm going to say thanks to everyone for watching. Make sure to like and comment, and we really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening on Away Day Radio as well, log on to the Away Day Radio website. You'll find a tab that says Loaded Football. You'll find a lot of our back catalogue of stuff there as well. And go in there and click subscribe. That'd be great. So I think we should really go for another song from the boys. And I'm going to give you the choice. You can either have Tomorrow or Better Than You.
Oh, it's up to you. Well, Tomorrow was recorded in our bedrooms in lockdown, and in the Better was done in a studio. So I'll let you decide between done ourselves or paid for.
Let's go for it done yourselves, because we'll keep better than you for the end then. So here we go.
Yeah.
Here's tomorrow.
Lovely.
I miss the way
Nice one, lads.
Craic. Brilliant.
Recorded at home.
Yeah, I forgot how loud that song gets.
Cool. And Pete, you had an update there?
Goal!
So 1-1.
Or not. I think it's been
I was
ruled
going to
out.
say, has it been disallowed? I've still got 1-0 here.
Been ruled out. So, yeah, I can't remember who scored now. I was too busy to the trap. I just
Emil Smith-Rowe scored early on for Arsenal.
But it has been ruled out, so it's still Arsenal 1-0.
Cool.
Okay, there you go.
I think we're going to start moving to the quiz, but just to let you lads know that Chris Hall is in the chat as well. Hey, Chris. Hope you're feeling 100% better and you're getting through all that work. But come on, Chris, and he's
Still logged on.
He's happy with the music as well. And I just told him as well that Judy was on earlier and had the t-shirt on. So Chris missed that. So that's them the breaks, Chris. Okay, I think it's time for. Are you ready, Martin?
Yep, as best can be. Loaded quiz 2.
Nice one. So I just run through the leaderboard. At top of the leaderboard in our loaded quiz 2 are the Outcharms with 17, Felix Hill with 17. Joined first. In third position we have the Void. We've Jack from last week, Jack Cattell at 14. We've Jay Tennant, who didn't get to the quiz, but we have to get him back on again for the quiz, so he hasn't completed yet. And Garden Party yet to score. We'll see how they get on here now tonight. And yeah, as we said earlier, we had. It was about 20-8, and I said to Martin, so how's the quiz looking? And Martin said, what quiz? So the quiz was put together at short notice. Pete joined us as well. So the three of us got this quiz together in the space of 20 minutes. So
this is my chance to redeem myself. Me and Kieran did a music quiz on a radio, and we got 9 out of 10, I think, like highest scoring band, and I answered 0 questions.
Very good. But this quiz has all the potential of either being epic or fucking disastrous. But we'll go for it anyway. So we've tried to wing a few questions in. We've put some football questions in for each of you. We've also put in a bit of general knowledge. So we've got some questions as we go through worth 1 point. We've got some that are a 2-part question and worth 2. And then right at the end, we've got one question that is worth a massive 5 points, which will give you a grand total of 20 should you get everything right. Now, normally we do a piece where we get the band to come on with a question and challenge Loaded, but we completely forgot about it because Chris is out sick. So we didn't send you anything. We forgot to ask you. So we've just winged that tonight. We're not going to do that. But we are going to give you the big 5-pointer question to have a stab at it. So are you boys ready?
Born ready.
So you can either look at it collectively yourselves and one person can answer, or you can go with the consensus. We will work that out. So first question is a Spurs question. And there's been a bit of talk in the papers recently after Spurs' new stadium. To the closest point that you can in billions, how much debt does Spurs have?
See, I want to say it's quite high in like terms of billions. Like if I say like 3 point something, but does that sound right to you boys?
See, Sam, I was going to go as high as 10 because that stadium's mad.
It does look pretty massive, doesn't it? Like, and it does look very big.
Should we go middle grounds and say 5?
Yeah, right. Let's do it. 5.
Okay, so 5 is your
5
answer.
billion.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 2 is a general knowledge. Which is the hottest continent on Earth?
Right. Correct me if I sound stupid, but surely because it's on the equator, it's got to be Africa.
I'm thinking Africa as well, but I'm thinking like...
to be fair, is this not going to be like a trick question and it's like Antarctica or something because of global warming?
Yeah, that is. You know what? No, hang on. In fairness to Kieran, that's actually quite a good thing to say. It's completely fucking wrong, but it is a good thing to say. So you might want to go with your first stab. Not that I'm helping at all.
Oh, yeah, it'll say
It's right, Liam. Africa.
Africa is your answer. Okay, we should crack on. In a link to Africa, your next question: how many breeds of elephant are there?
I thought we was going to do well on this quiz. I honestly thought we was going to do well.
Well, I have given you a link with your last question, so there is a link to this question from your last question.
I only know.
Hang on, Nay. Yeah, and it like has one gone extinct or something? Yeah, and it's only like the African elephant left or something.
No, because there's some in Asia as well.
Nay, but what if they've nah?
I swear there's some in Asia. No. I'm not making this up, am I?
How many elephants have you seen in your life, lad? Went Chester Zoo and saw one.
Yeah, that's
what
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but all elephants are the same, aren't they?
Chris Hall, I'm a tough quiz man. At least I'm here doing it, Chris Hall.
Right. Are we just going with the one? Because
I'm gonna say one.
With the
I'm
one,
gonna go with one. Yeah.
Is that your answer? Okay.
One.
We shall move on. Okay, here is the Liverpool question for you, Kieran. Can you name 3 Champions League winning managers for Liverpool?
Bob Paisley.
Yeah.
I think Jurgen Klopp and Rafa Benitez.
Okay. Yeah, happy with them?
Aye.
All good.
Yeah, Kieran's smiling, so we'll go with that. Okay. Your next question. How many stars are there on the US flag?
52.
Isn't it?
52. I'm sure it's 52.
I was going to say 26 there, and it's half of.
No. It's in the 50s. I'm sure it's 52.
I'm sure because there's how many states in America?
It's how many? It's the equivalent of the states. I'm sure it's 52.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with you, Liam. 52. We've got this, boys.
Okay.
If it's 27 now,
it's not. Lad.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But if it was,
okay. This one, Liam, is probably yours. So, can you name the Wigan striker who is much sought after and has been linked to our very own Newcastle United?
Kyle Joseph.
Kyle Joseph. Okay, very good.
Go on, Liam.
This one, Sam, goes back to you and is a 2-part question. Okay, so it's worth 2 points. Which year did Spurs last win the FA Cup? And for the second part of the question, who did they play against?
We're gonna
2008. Wigan.
We're gonna put it more recently than Spurs.
Wait, who did they play against? 2008 and
it weren't Wigan. I can promise you it weren't Wigan.
What year did Spurs last win the FA Cup, and who did they play?
Was it 2009? 2008? Yeah, 2008. And who was it that they played against? I need some backup. It's 2 points. I've got the first point. Who was it?
Was it? I don't know why. I want to say what. 20. Let's work this backwards. 2011 was the League Cup, wasn't it, for Spurs?
I think.
Or have I made that up?
No, sure.
Is it someone mad like Portsmouth or something?
Imagine this is a trick question. It was like Liverpool or something.
That's part of me wants to say it was Arsenal or something, and it was someone obvious.
It wasn't Arsenal. I don't.
I think you should narrow the field a bit, Martin. Bring them back into a century or a decade.
Okay, it was back in the 90s.
Jesus, even further away than I thought. Right, no, you can't blame me because I wasn't even born.
If it's back then, realistically, it's got to be one of the top 5, surely.
91, and I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
No, never mind. Not Chelsea. I was gonna say Chelsea, but no.
Because Chelsea would
Okay.
the greatest.
They
Who
would
did they play
absolutely run
against? So
thirty
you're
rounders.
going with 91. Who did they play against for the second half of the question? Will I give you a clue?
Go on, please.
It is a team from the Midlands, would you say, Pete?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
So right, let's narrow this down. You've got Wolves, West Brom,
Leicester.
Aston Villa.
Leicester, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest.
You've even got like Walsall in that, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're saying.
I kind of want to say Notts Forest.
I sort of want to say Notts as well. I don't know why. Something about the N.
Yeah. Should we
Is
go?
Nottingham even in the Midlands?
Yeah.
Can I ask that?
Yeah.
Is Nottingham in the Midlands?
It is, yeah.
I think the
So-
rest of them's too obvious. I think Nottingham as well.
91 and Notts. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll move on.
That was poor from me.
Okay.
I almost let it slip.
Liverpool question for Kieran.
Go.
How much did Fernando Torres cost Liverpool when they signed him in 2007?
I want to say 50 million, but is that not what they sold him for?
No, that's what they sold him for, definitely. To Chelsea, definitely.
Hold that thought.
Wait, what?
No. Carry on.
You're telling me they didn't make a profit on Fernando Torres?
So is it?
No, I'm
50
just saying.
million?
Hold on to that thought.
Oh,
There might
that's
be another
coming up then.
question.
That's coming up then. It's somewhere in the region of 20 to 25 mil, I reckon, because inflation and that. But he was already a mint striker, wasn't
Inflation and that.
Inflation.
So how much did Torres cost Liverpool when they bought him?
I reckon go for 20.
he? No, 25. I reckon 25.
25. Right.
Half of what he cost, I reckon.
Go on then.
Okay,
25 mil.
25.
So what are you going, 20 or 25?
25,
I
I
want to say
reckon.
20. I think 20.
I also think 20, but Liam does know quite a lot about football. So
This you got to think, this
No,
was
it's
only
a pod,
2007.
I would err on the side of precaution and not listen to a fucking word that Liam's saying.
right, 20
I
million. Come on,
really
Kieran.
think it's 20 million, if I'm honest with you.
Just saying. So
Remember-
I'll ask the question one last
transfer
time.
market is not like
How
it is
much
now.
did he
Not like
cost
it is now.
in 2007?
20 million.
20 million you're going with. Okay,
20
Aye.
smackers.
fine. Another Liverpool question. From which club did Liverpool sign captain Jordan Henderson?
Sunderland.
Easy.
Sunderland FC.
Sunderland? Okay.
Why, aye, man.
Aye.
All my laptop's gone. I got excited and booted the stand.
You got one right.
Okay. Here's another one. Here's another one for the football fans and for you, Liam. Hopefully, can you name the famous free kick taker who played for both Wigan and Newcastle?
Ryan Taylor. And he always scored against Newcastle when he signed us, and I felt like
He did, yeah. That's why we bought. Okay.
Over the wall, Taylor.
Very good.
Over the
Moving
wall.
on. Here is another two-part question, and if you were watching the show earlier on, you'll know the answer. What date is the FA Cup final for this season? And for the second part of the question, can you name the two teams who are in the final?
I know the two teams, I'm sure.
It's Leicester, isn't it?
Chelsea and Leicester in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
you
the
have
date
the
is,
teams. So you've got one half of it. So what date is the cup final?
It's the week after the last game of the season, isn't it? Or is it not the day before? So is it like the 22nd of May?
All I know is that Leicester are playing Man United this
The thing that's throwing me off is, right, just going to drop this in. When Wigan won it, it was the 11th of May. I know that much.
Jeez.
So,
What date is it?
Which would have been
The
yesterday.
12th. So it wasn't the 11th of May. So cheers for that.
that's what I mean. So it's got, but this is what I mean. Is that,
Thank you very much.
this is what I mean. Is the 11th of May obviously was a Saturday. So it's not this weekend. Otherwise, you'd be hearing about it all over socials. So surely it's even next weekend or weekend after.
I'd go.
Is it not? Like, so it'll be this weekend, won't it? Because it's the same week.
No,
It
this
ten-
weekend is still Man United versus Leicester. I know that for a fact.
It tends to be on a Sunday usually, doesn't it? I'd go for 2 weeks Sunday.
Yeah, but they'll have rescheduled it. Like, they'll have rescheduled the league game for the FA Cup game.
Right, okay, then, Kieran. We'll go with this weekend then.
Okay, so give me a date this weekend.
So it'll be on the Saturday or the Sunday.
I'm going. I think Saturday.
15th of May.
Is that your final answer? Yeah. Yeah, 15th.
Kieran, yeah. 15th.
And the two teams are
Leicester and Chelsea.
Chelsea and Leicester.
Okay, excellent. We got there in the end, lads.
My fate.
Yeah, it was on the start of the show. Okay.
Oh, wait, no. we're on about United Leicester game and it was yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I was about to say. That's when City won the league.
I had to hold that in. I've got to be honest, Sam. I had to hold that in.
Daz, do me a favour, Daz, on the chat now. After this performance so far, can you retract my thing about getting these boys signed up, because I'm having doubts myself now. Okay. Last normal question, but it is again a 2-pointer. Can you name first for me the Spurs player who was famously known as Sick Note? And can you tell me from which club he signed from to go to Spurs?
No helping in the chat.
I sort of want to say Gaza.
I was thinking Gaza.
I was going to say
I was
Gaza
thinking,
as well.
yeah.
Okay,
Gaza
so that would be
from,
wrong. So I have the stab.
Right, okay, it's not Gaza. Sick
So
Note.
he was commonly known as Sick Note. Any of the pundits, any of the match days you would have heard him on, he would have been renowned for being called Sick Note. He was
This
always
question,
injured.
Wait,
got this question-
Adebayor, is it not?
No.
It's not Adebayor. Right, okay.
Where did you get that
I
from?
can't-
I'm just going to start naming random
I
players.
can't help anymore, so you need to take a stab at it now.
Sick Note. He's always injured.
Maybe say it really fast a few times, and then you might sound like it. Do you know what I mean?
The more you
I'm
say it,
clueless,
the quicker it
honestly.
becomes.
Honestly, I do.
You want to pass, lads?
Fuck.
It's a
Jermaine
huge
Genius.
2 points, though.
Jermaine Genius, lad.
It'll kill you when it comes out. You'll know straight away when I tell you in a while.
Do you just want to hold on, or do you want to just pass it and just say a random player?
Lad, Jermaine Genius. I know it's not him, but I just want to say Jermaine Genius. You know what I mean?
Right, go on then.
Okay.
Big JJ.
Okay, we shall move on.
that question was in
Okay,
honor
before
of,
we
Chris Paul. Sick Note.
before we get to the big 5-pointer question, I will tell you, you so far have 10 points.
Hey,
Okay?
hey,
So
it's
you
better than what I thought.
Yeah, it's not bad. So you've a bit to get there. So the questions that you got wrong so far: how much debt are Spurs in? You guys went with 5 billion. It's actually 1.1.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What is the hottest continent on Earth? You said Africa. That was correct.
Yes.
How many breeds of elephant are there? There are 3. There is the African elephant, the bush elephant, and also the Asian elephant. So 3 is the answer. You were asked to name 3 Liverpool Champions League winning managers. You went with Paisley, Klopp, and Benitez.
It's going to be Shankly, isn't it?
No, you were correct with
Oh,
all 3,
right.
and you could have also gone with Fagan as well.
Thank
How
God for
many
that. I thought you got that wrong, Kieran. I was going to kill you, lad.
How many stars are on the US flag? You went with 52. The answer is 50.
Yeah, 50.
50 states.
Yeah,
50
because
states.
I do believe, I think was Alaska and Hawaii not removed or something. I think something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will correct us. Name the Wigan striker linked to NUFC and other clubs, including Celtic. You went with Carl Joseph. That was correct. Which year did Spurs last win the FA Cup and who against? You went 91 and Forest was correct. How much did Torres cost LFC when he signed from Atletico in 2007? We eventually got to 20 million. That was correct. Who did Jordan Henderson sign from? The answer was, of course, Sunderland. Ryan Taylor, you got right. Eventually, we got the FA Cup date right. It is this Saturday, 15th of May, Chelsea versus Leicester. And the last one, question 12.
It's my mum's birthday. I can't even watch it.
We won't be watching either, mate.
Sack it off. Sack it off.
The other question I gave you was, which Spurs player was infamously known as Sick Note, and which club was he signed
It's
from?
named after the guitar shop.
It's the
It's
player
Anderton.
Darren Anderton, and he signed from Portsmouth.
Look at that face.
So those were your answers.
It's
So,
disappointment.
with a chance to redeem yourself and get
We've got to get 50.
and get the 5-point question. So here we go, folks. And we are running out of time, not to pressure you before we try and get another song on as well. How many goals within the nearest 10 goals have been scored combined in the Premier League this season in total? So to the nearest 10, so you can go 10 either side,
Right.
but how many goals combined have been scored in this season's Premier League?
Well, the top goals,
Kane and Salah, 20.
Kane with 20, and Salah's 19.
Salah's got 20 as well, is he not?
Now, bear in mind, we don't have enough time for you to name every player and add them up.
Yeah, that's fair. Should we just say like?
So how many
Surely,
goals?
you've got to be looking at like. I think you're in the region of 300 to 500. Nah,
Okay.
it's overshooting it. 200 to 400.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 210 or something maybe. Because it can't be that many. If Kane
I
and
would
Salah have
I
got
would advise
40
you
combined,
to go
I don't think.
higher.
Maybe I was right with 45.
435. Oh, wait, though. You have to 430.
I think.
Ah, yeah.
450.
Here we go.
610. It's higher.
Goals, the entire
Chris.
goals
I do the
combined in
same.
the Premier League. Now, don't forget, you need to think about own goals and other, not just about top scorers. So every goal that has counted in this year's Premier League to the nearest 10 either side.
To be
Subtract the
fair,
ones that were.
there's been quite a few 8-0s and that, aren't there? And like 7-2s and stuff. There's been a few high scoring games as well. Got a deep. No 9-1s.
9-0.
Should we give them the 100 in which it's in, and then they
Yeah,
can
I
decide
think so, Pete. I think so.
and try and
So,
try and
yes.
give them-
So what we will tell you is it is between 900 and 1,000.
Is
940.
it closer to 1,000 or closer to 900?
Oh,
They've
they're
given
not
you-
going to give us that much, are they?
No,
That's like-
I'm asking for a discussion between us.
Oh, fair enough then.
What are we
I
saying?
reckon.
So you're punting for a number between 900 and 1,000, lads.
We've got 10 either side.
Got to be
Kieran
close to
said
1,000.
940.
I think close to 1,000.
The 950.
Nah,
Name a
yeah.
number right now.
940,
Number.
940, 940, 940.
940? Is that your final answer?
Aye.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lads, you've just bagged yourself 5 points. The answer was 930.
Hey.
Nice one.
So well done, boys. Well done.
So
Is that
you
your
guys,
quiz?
Garden
Puts
Party
them
moves
on
into fourth spot.
fourth
They just
spot
move
at
above Jack Cattell.
15
So
points.
yeah, you're still in the hunt for Champions League
You're
spot.
still in the
lads.
hunt. Yeah, you're still in the
So
hunt.
you
lads. That
are
was
on
hard.
15 points.
That was a
It
hard
was.
quiz because we did rattle it together at very short notice. So listen, boys, well done, well done, well done. That was I was marking the points off as we were going through there, and it was looking a little bit ropey at the first 5 or 6. I was going, oh, this isn't going well now. Chris Hall's going to rip me one when he comes back. But look, you got 15 points, so well done.
I'll take
Daz,
it.
will we rattle another song on?
Yeah,
and,
we will play another song. So we get it on for the radio.
on
as
for
well
the radio
Saturday.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, stick around, lads. We won't be too much longer after that. Here is Better Than You. Well done, lads.
Well done, boys.
Nice
Not
one.
only a success in the quiz, 3 Belkin tunes as well. Daz, what else? Well, I think we've put these lads through enough torture. We will say goodbye to those who may be listening on Saturday on the playback on Away Days
We'll
Radio.
wave. We wave
We
as we
will
always
wave
do,
like
even
we
on
always
radio.
do to those listening on radio. Yeah, we will wave. So from a point of everybody that's been listening to you lads tonight and those who will be listening on the radio on Saturday, where can people find you guys? Where can they find you? What's your socials and stuff where they can hook up and catch your music and the rest of it?
He's going for it.
Garden Party, get going.
Yeah. On Instagram, it's Garden Party Band UK. Twitter, Garden Party Mank. And then your Facebook is still Garden Party.
Garden Party,
Just Garden Party, yeah. And then we've got all our tunes out on all major streaming platforms. So if you type in the name of the song and Garden Party, whichever one you liked, you'll be able to find it. Hopefully,
Good
you liked
stuff.
all three.
Yeah, no, the tunes have gone down. We've got some really great comments. What we'll do as well, I know if Daz does have the picture to hand, but all the bands that come on, we add all your tracks to the Loaded HQ playlist on Spotify. So if you want to check out with that, all tonight's tracks are on that, along with every other band that's been on so far this season, and we keep adding to it. So get onto that, and all the tunes are on there. You can download that playlist and enjoy some of the top music that we've had.
Exactly.
Daz,
And,
what's coming up? What's coming up next?
Yeah, what's coming up next is what's coming next week. So let us tell you what's happening next week. So next week, the first thing to note is we won't be on next Wednesday, but don't worry, we're going to be move it to Friday. The reason being there's a full set of matches on Wednesday. So we're and the Newcastle match is on. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. So we said we'll move this to the Friday. So we'll also be ready for the radio on the Saturday. So coming up, we'll have the loaded headlines, the loaded leaderboard. We'll have some loaded mystery guests, or will we? We'll have loaded fans' favorites. We've no idea who's coming on. Richy, that's Richy's job. Richy will tell us who's coming on. For loaded tune, we'll have special guests. The Drift will be with us. So look forward to having the Drift on. We'll have another loaded quiz to see who can anyone topple Felix Hill and the Outcharms at the top of the leaderboard. We've got you can follow us on Twitter at LoadedHQ1, on Instagram at LoadedHQ, and you can find us on YouTube and subscribe to us. Just type in LoadedHQ, you'll find us. That is for it's coming next week. And also, just to let you know as well, on Saturday, after the Newcastle Man City game, we will be bringing you Loaded Mag. We're back for kind of a review and talking about everything that's happened in the world of Newcastle. Never a dull moment happened over the last couple of days. We hope that one day we'll be able to bring you news of a takeover and borrow that trophy off Pep. So that's coming up on Saturday at 8 o'clock. That's pretty much it. Anything else you want to say, guys? Any gigs coming up, Garden Party? Anything gigs lined up or anything like that?
That band, The Drift, who you've got on your next one there supporting us in Birmingham. We announced that this week.
Yeah. Still tickets left, so make sure you get them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I jokingly said this year, if we got out of lockdown, we were going to create a festival and call it Loadstock. And I was kind of drunk because I said it on St. Patrick's Day, and I had a few too many, and it kind of took off. And our partners at Away Day Radios have started arranging a few bits, but we seriously we may try and do something next summer. So we will obviously ask you guys if we do get something off the ground, if you would come and play. A few of the other bands have already consented, but we'll keep in touch. What we will do for you guys is we'll keep pushing you. If you've got stuff, drop us a note, a DM or whatever. If you've got stuff coming up, we'll promote it on the show, and we'll certainly push on any kind of tweets and stuff that you guys are putting out. From us, absolutely brilliant to have you on, and we wish you all the very, very best in the future. We hope that somebody out there gets you signed up, and as you guys do progress, and I say this every week to every band, and you make it famous, Don't forget where you started. Don't forget us. And if nothing else, when you do hit the big time, just think, if nothing else, for a Saturday night, we're the boys that can sort out a really good quiz for you. That you can have a bit of, you can have a bit of fun with in your mansions and swimming pool and on all those craze fueled nights. But listen, boys, thanks very much for coming on. We wish you all the best. And yeah, that's it from me. I'll see people over the next few shows. And thanks very much for watching.
Cheers for having us.
Thank you.
No problem,
Thanks for
boys.
coming, Garden
Pleasure.
Party. Thanks for coming, Garden Party. Thanks to Sam Lambeth and thanks to Ger Clark for coming on.
Yeah.
And special thanks to Pete for joining us as well, for filling in for the lads.
Thanks,
Awesome,
Pete.
pleasure,
Pleasure.
Pete.
Appreciate it.
Lads, I'm going to play out with your tune in the middle because that's the one that really catch one for me. So I'm going to go for in the middle to play us out. Thanks, lads, for coming on, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Good luck.
Thanks a
Bye-bye.
million, night. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.
Cause everybody's moving on, and I'm just here in the middle, in the middle. Cause everybody's moving on, and I'm just here in the